Because I really want to touch on this because I feel like there might be some people that can relate to growing up in a household where you don't feel safe.
Yeah.
If there was someone who was dealing with that right now and they felt like they couldn't talk to anyone or had no one to confide in, or they felt like their parents or their family would get very upset with them, you know, and it would cause a bigger mess than anything, what would you tell them? Like, how do you get help in that kind of situation?
Finding that safe person is going to be key. And it could be a friend, it could be a confidant, it could be, I don't know, a teacher, it could be anyone.
A teacher would be a good one.
Yeah. But finding that person where you feel safe and say, hey, I need to talk to you about this. Do you have time to sit down and listen to me?
Yeah.
And saying, this is what it is. I am afraid that if this becomes known, I will have the repercussions. I will be hurt, which that happened to me. I was very, very afraid of saying anything. And I told a teacher once when I was in elementary school, and as a teacher and a nurse and a police officer, so anything in like a service kind of thing, we are mandatory reporters. And I get it now, I didn't get it then. I felt like I was betrayed, but she went ahead and reported what was going on with me to CPS. And then CPS came to my house and did a few visits. Well, what do you think happened?
You got in trouble. And you got
And I got beat.
Yeah. And so...
But nothing was ever found at those times.
So did the CPS visits consist of? Like, did they ask you questions?
I was too little to remember, or maybe I blocked it out, but I do remember them coming and like taking a look around and seeing if we had food. I remember them coming to the kitchen, coming to the bedroom. But that's not what my issue was. My issue was that I was getting physically hurt.
Harmed, yeah.
And emotionally. They weren't there for that. And when they left, it was like, she's got a bed to sleep and she's got food. I don't know what's going on. And then here we are.
You were probably terrified to say something around your parents.
Yeah. Like, I don't remember ever having a silent conversation with them away from anyone.
Right.
In a safe place. Because I wouldn't have even said anything in my own home. I would have been very afraid to.
Yeah.
And, well, what happened after that? I was too afraid to say anything to anyone. So I didn't ever again until I met my husband.
And then you didn't move out until you're, 17, 18?
I was 18. So I graduated in, June, right? And then I left in November, like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yep. And so... you know, for that person who's in that situation, even though it was scary, there are now resources that are there for you that I did not have. There are anonymous hotlines to call. I did not have that back then. I wish I did.
Yeah.
You know, there are resources for you. If you don't want to go there, just having that safe person to say, hey, I just want to talk to you about this. Can I just talk to you about it?
Yeah.
And knowing that it's not going to go anywhere.
Because I think a lot of people don't say anything out of fear. You know, whether that be being abused in the home or being sexually assaulted or because they feel like they're going to get in trouble or that their parents aren't going to, or let's say, okay, I was sexually assaulted by a family member, someone that I trusted, and I didn't say anything to my mom because I thought that she was gonna want to keep the peace in our family and not say anything. You know, and so she didn't find out until I was 15. This happened when I was like 6, 7, and her reaction, well, she wanted to protect me. She's like, I'm so sorry. You know, I wish I would have known, because then you wouldn't have ever been in that. I wouldn't have. It was a caregiver, you know, it was a daycare center. So, she's like, I would have taken you out of that immediately. Right. But, But I was afraid because I had told one of my aunts when it was happening, I told her, can you please tell my mom for me? Like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
And the whole time I thought my mom knew because I thought my aunt had told her.
Picking that right person that you know is going to have your best interest at heart. And it's nothing against that teacher, but I didn't find the right person to express what I really felt like or what I needed or my fears until I met my husband, and he was the right person. But I mean, you never know, right? I mean, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
And everybody's situation is so different. You don't want to just say everybody is going, you know, like...
It's just, it makes me so sad when someone feels like they can't speak up. You know, because of what happened to me, I constantly asked my sister, hey, since she was so small, because to me it happened when I was really small. And so I made sure, like when she was 5, hey, you don't touch these parts, you know, and I'll ask her, has even cousins, you know, I hate to say this, but like, you never know. You can't even trust family. I'm like, have brothers, people at school, have they ever touched you somewhere where they, you know, but it's because I want her to feel like she could tell me, because I never felt like I had someone that I could openly talk to about that. But I don't know. I feel like that's something that I just want people to feel, and
when I
get
was
justice too.
In the when I worked with neonates, I think that was a reason why I was such a strong advocate for them, was because I was that vulnerable child. And that shaped a lot of how I was as a neonatal nurse, was because of my childhood. Like, you know, they are that vulnerable. They don't have a voice. They can't speak up for themselves.
You are their advocate.
I am. Yeah. Right. So unfortunately, I was that bitch. I was that nurse who was like, everybody will toe the line, kind of thing, because of what I went through. There was no excuses. You know, like, you will do everything to keep this infant safe, kind of thing. So that shaped who I was at that point.
Well, I applaud you for how far you've came. Like, I can't even imagine going through that. And then plus you came out of this, like, your just life story is amazing. Honestly, I just want to say that.
We haven't even gone into everything.
Oh my gosh, well, tell me more, please. Like, okay, this is why I applaud you so much, because you can go 2 routes, right? Like I said, you can either take it victim mentality. Okay, me and my brother have gone through the same thing, and Lord, thank you so much that he is recovered now. But he went in the track of, I'm gonna run away, I'm gonna numb myself, and fell into fentanyl addiction. Okay, I was like, I'm going to prove everyone wrong, and I'm going to, be who I needed, right? And so it's like, I saw my brother, I'm like, bro, we went through the same crap. You're supposed to be my older brother, and now I have to parent you. You know? And we went through the same thing, but that's just a prime example of you can choose this way or this way. And what are you going to choose? And that's why, like, knowing your story, I'm like, wow. And now you're like opening up a med spa, like your own commercial building, and getting all that. I don't know. I just applaud you. I think that's awesome.
I mean, I have always tried to change my perspective. Okay, so how can I say this? In order for anyone to survive and thrive, you have to change your mindset from woe is me to how can I put this into a positive spin.
Right.
And it's okay to go through the woe is me initially, because emotions are valid. I want everybody to know that.
It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be mad.
It's okay to cry. It's
okay to flip tables.
Yep. I mean, Jesus did it. It's fine. Exactly. But I mean, when that's done, okay, and I will always say this to even my kids now. It's like, okay, we've done the crying. You've been upset. Okay, now we're done. How are we going to go ahead and take what happened and make it a positive, right? And I think that's how we grow. That's a growth mindset. We're going to take the pain and turn it into power. And when I went through what I went through as a young child, and then when I met my husband, and then we made the decision where I was going to leave my religion completely and elope with him, that was a big turning point in my life. It could have gone so terribly wrong if I did it with the wrong person. I mean, if you think about it, I'm leaving everything that I know, leaving a family, leaving a community, leaving a religion to start a life away from all of that with someone new that nobody really knows anything about. And I'm trusting him that we're going to go into this life and lead together. That at 18.
That is scary.
18, 19.
So you left the church at 18 because you were at LDS.
I'll say this until the cows come home. It was never the religion. People make their own decisions.
Yeah.
And then they hide it behind religion. It was never endorsed for them to hurt me like they did. Okay, that was my parents' decisions. The reason why I left was because I just needed to start fresh, and I knew I couldn't go forward without leaving.
Yeah.
And so, my husband, okay, so this is a story that's been heard by many, but you haven't heard it yet. Okay. Yeah. So my husband and I, now remember, this is way back in the days when there was no iPhones.
Okay.
Okay. I think we had like the chocolate.
Maybe a flip. Oh,
okay. It was like the flip phone. Okay. And, before that you used a landline, right? Okay. So I was smart enough to go ahead and get scholarships for my academics and for my athleticism. And I was like, okay, when I'm done with high school, I'm going to go to a college far, far away. And far, far away, it was Pullman. And, I'm just going to go ahead and get into the medical program and, become a doctor. And I had told my husband, who was an electrician at that time, he was wiring houses. He's a year older than I am. And I was like, hey, basically my time in high school is coming to an end. I'm going to leave. And he was like, yeah, I don't think we can make a long-term, long distance relationship work. And I was like, well.
Then we're breaking up.
Yeah, then I'm sorry, we're done. I need to leave. I need to start over. I need to do something else. And I think the conversation, I'm paraphrasing very heavily, but the conversation was like, if you want me to stay, I'm going to have to change everything. It's not going to be a clean and easy break like if I was going to college, right? I'm going to be staying in the same town.
You have to reinvent yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to be staying in the same town with these people. So I'm going to have to basically start from scratch. I'm going to need a car to go back and forth from CBC, which I didn't have. I'm going to need
You did or you didn't?
I did not. Oh. I'm going to need an apartment because I'm not staying in your parents' basement, and I'm also not going to stay in my house. We are going to have to be on our own. And I kind of gave him the ultimatum, and then I didn't hear from him for a couple months because remember, no iPhones.
Yeah. But weren't you living?
I was living at home at that time.
Oh, okay, okay.
And didn't hear from him for a couple months. So that was what
was going through your head during that time?
I kind of grieved, and then I was getting ready to go because I was okay, this is
I'm
it.
on my own.
I'm on my own now.
I'm gonna go. Yeah.
Yep. And then on my graduation day from high school, he came to my graduation.
Yeah.
And that day he had proposed to me with
that's
a ring.
So sweet.
And he was like, I got into the apprenticeship program at Local 598. We have an apartment. Here's the key.
Wait, that's so sweet. If he wanted to, he would.
We have a car.
Yeah.
And he's like,
that's awesome.
Basically, now are you going to finally marry me?
Oh.
And I was like, of course, yes. So that, in essence, that was the catalyst for me to be like, he put so much effort into doing all of that. Okay, let's do it.
If that's not love, I don't know what is. I don't know what is.
And so we planned of like when I was going to leave and got all my ducks in a row, and then I left. I do have to say, like just full disclosure, the reason why I say I jumped out of a window is because I literally jumped out of a window.
Yeah.
I was locked in my room with the lock on the outside of the door. So the only way I could get in and out, and
the lock was outside?
Yeah, so she would lock me in at night. So I couldn't leave.
And was that like every night?
Yeah. And
so you jumped out of your window?
I jumped out of the window because I was literally the only way I could get out.
And it was the second story, right?
Yep.
And how
Bryce was there.
Oh
and he caught
gosh. Me. Oh, yeah. He actually caught you?
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm just like picturing this.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we left in the middle of the night, and then I never looked back.
What do you think would have happened if your parents caught you?
It's kind of funny because when I watch Harry Potter, the second movie, and he's like outside the window and they're like holding onto his leg, like the prisoner is escaping. And it makes me laugh because that's exactly how I felt. Like the prisoner is escaping.
I think of Rapunzel.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's cuter. Yeah. I was thinking of Harry Potter.
I think of Rapunzel and like her hair.
I don't know. I was very scared.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 2 sisters. I'm the youngest.
And did they go through the same thing that you went through?
Yes, we all turned out very differently.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Different.
But I will say interestingly, it wasn't my dad. It was my mom who did the abuse.
And did your dad just enable it, or?
He didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm. And
I don't know why. That was bizarre all on its own.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of similar to my mom's dynamic. My grandpa, I was about to say dad, my grandpa loves my mom to death, right? But my grandma was like jealous of their relationship, I don't know. And she definitely has a mood disorder or something, undiagnosed bipolar or something. But my grandma would stomp all over my grandpa, and my grandpa just wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
And he felt horrible.
Yeah.
But I don't know how that dynamic worked.
So my mom is undiagnosed with some sort of, if I were to put a textbook to it now, because I know things, I would say, bipolar with narcissism. And very manic, and not the happy manic.
No.
It was the angry manic. And
easily triggered.
Yeah, very easily. And unfortunately in those days, living in a community where it was predominantly white, they did not do anything because, and I heard this a lot, well, it's just their culture to be angry.
Wait, like
Hispanics.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
There was not a lot of education. There was a lot of underlying prejudice that happened, which is why a lot of things just never got done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of they probably do that back in her country. And it's like, no, abuse is abuse worldwide, but okay, thank you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Still not justified.
No.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on a lighter note, what are your favorite aesthetic treatments?
What are my favorite? So what I do is always promote the muscle. Let's get your muscles in the right place first before we do anything else.
Your facial muscles?
Yeah, doing the neurotoxin.
Yeah.
I always feel like that's the foundation, the bread and butter of any good aesthetic treatment, is making sure that you have your muscles where you want them to be. And then everything else is prettiness after that, right? Yeah. Then we can go ahead and go in and make sure that, let's look at the facial balancing after that, and let's look at your jawline, and the lips are always like the last of the last in my mind.
Yeah.
Because there's so many other things
that we
could do.
Tweak.
Yeah. So, with aesthetics, what I love about it is that it's an art and a science all at the same time, and it's very mathematical. So, drawing, I always like to draw on my patients' faces about like where I'm going to inject and how I'm going to inject and angles and those kinds of things. So understanding facial shapes of like, what are you naturally? Are you naturally do you have a Native American heritage? Are your cheeks larger naturally? Do you have thicker fat pads? How is your jawline naturally? Or do you have like really fine bone structure? You're not meant to go ahead and have humongous cheeks, and you're going to look weird, right? Like all of those things. But, our eyes in a Western civilization loves angles. We love angles. Which is why, when you take a selfie, you're always like, like this, right? You're always like this. Yeah.
And then like kind of that little...
Yeah, like...
with your lips, the duck lips.
And the reason why is because, we like our angles, and then, if you draw like a diamond, and then, your lips are always going to be kind of in the front, right? But in order for your eye to travel so lovely across your face, we need, like, our eyes need to travel onto an angle.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it really is dependent on the person.
Oh, yeah. No face is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and we are not symmetrical either. I think that's the other thing that people don't get. If you look inside a mirror, we're always trying to achieve that symmetry. But our faces are not the same. We always have a pretty side and a not pretty side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some invasive treatments that people can get or that they can do at home to
red light therapy?
enhance for
So
you?
lots of good studies were done a few years ago. Red light therapy is actually not new. It was first seen as more of like a recovery for athletes, right?
Yeah, they have like those pods that you go into.
Yep. And initially it was like, like more towards like recovery and muscle recovery for athletes.
And for circulation, I think too, right? Yeah.
And then they started finding that there was some other benefits. And they're like, oh, well, that's very cool. That's very interesting. Let's go ahead and see what other things we can do with it.
Yeah.
And so, you can mix it with a sauna if you want. That was the next step. But now we've come to an industry where you can have like red light therapy for your face, red light therapy on a panel, red light therapy in like a little pod thing that you can like attach to your knee if you have like knee problems.
Yeah.
Or you just like have a halo band around you if you were like getting, like a massage or something like that. So red light therapy has a different wavelength, okay? And in essence, the things that have been proven scientifically through randomized controlled trials, okay, I have to state that, is that it improves your collagen.
Okay.
It does do repair.
Collagen production? Okay.
And it does, and it improves repair of your skin and tissues, which is why it was such a great breakthrough for athletes. It was a non-invasive way to go ahead and heal muscle tears and things like that. And so there's now been, okay, if it does that, it must do great for your face for wrinkles or acne, and it does. And now they've been unlocking different things that it does. It can also help with hormone regulation.
That's awesome.
Sleep because of the hormone regulation, and things like energy because of the hormone regulation. Everything goes back to that, right?
Yeah.
And now there's a new modality that they have been using it for, but still is in needing of a lot of systematic trials, is wound healing as well.
Oh, wow.
So because of the regeneration of the tissues.
Okay.
Yeah. So non-invasive red light therapy.
Red light therapy. Yeah. And then like you said last time, always wear your sunscreen.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I went to go buy some new sunscreen after our chat. Like, because I had ran out, I would use the Elta MD.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I got one at Target. But I don't know if it's like dermatologist tested. I need a. It's like an orange bottle and it's Balm something.
Oh, Sun Bum?
I don't know. No, not Sunbum. It's like a brand that I've never tried before. I'm gonna try to find it. I'll try to find it after this. But
so you asked about preventative last time, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
we need to touch on that.
So there's two schools of thought for preventative neurotoxin and preventative even biostimulators. Younger populations are using Radius and for building up that collagen before you age. Okay, so first school of thought, do it all so that you don't age.
Yeah.
Second thought, do it when you start aging, but do prevention before then.
Yes. A lot of people are doing or thinking about doing preventative. So what are your thoughts on that?
Okay. My thought is, at least with the neurotoxin. This is just my thought. Everybody's different, and I'll support you either way. But if you're doing preventative neurotoxin, I mean, how do we create wrinkles? It's just the repetitive use of our facial muscles over time that connects to the dermis, and that's what causes the wrinkling. So does it help? I guess so, but really all you're doing is just knocking out the muscles. For the record, I always thought was cool before it became cool was glutathione.
Oh yeah, we talked about that a little bit. So tell me a little bit about glutathione.
So,
and you offer that?
Yeah. So in my vitamin therapy, I offer a wide range of vitamin and therapy modalities and types of vitamins and things like that. I also offer trace minerals, but glutathione has been shown and proven to improve your immune system, improve the absorption of your vitamins and minerals from your food better, and because of those two things, you are able to actually see improvement of your skin texture.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah, and people say that they are able to recover better from like working out, and they're able to sleep better and that kind of thing. Yeah. So I read a study about it. It's called the Snow White Protocol. It's super cool, and I thought, okay, and it was like it promised all of these things, right? Immunity, skin texture and health, recovery, sleep, mood, and I was like, yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Like I could see like a couple of things. I can't help with everything.
Yeah.
Give me a break. And so I asked 3 of my regular patients, and I was like, hey, I'm doing this. I want to try this out. Let's try this study and see what happens. So the study says to go ahead and that's not the right word, to load your body every week with 1,000 milligrams of glutathione by IV, and then for 8 weeks, and then do a maintenance dose every month after that.
Yeah.
So I decided if we're going to do a study, let's go ahead and do a study that's real legit. I want subjective and objective data. I need it measurable. So I took their blood pressure every week, their pulse. I then asked them a series of questions of how did you feel this week? Did you feel like you were stressed or not stressed? How were you able to handle that stress? How many hours of sleep did you take? And then I would take pictures of their skin from week to week to week.
And there was an improvement?
And so I would say by week 3, all 3 of them, and I had one woman in each age category, so it was 18 to 30, 30 to 45, and then 45 and older.
Yeah.
And they all worked out. They were all healthy. They didn't have any diabetes or something,
no
something
weird outliers kind of stuff. Yeah.
And they didn't take medications, prescribed medications. And that was the other thing that I was we could contribute it to something else, right?
Because that could also interfere too.
Yeah, or interact or something like that. So by week 3, they all said that their sleep was a lot better. They felt like they were able to handle stress better.
That's awesome.
And then I would say by week 4 to week 5, their skin looked like a backlight was constantly behind them. It was amazing. They all were glowing. It was crazy.
Really?
It was crazy. All of them I do neurotoxin on. Their neurotoxin lasted longer.
What?
Yep.
So it really does help them everything.
It really does help. Their blood pressure was better. It wasn't terrible, but it was definitely
better, probably more steadier.
And then it was stable throughout the entire time.
That's awesome.
They got sick less, they were around, kids and things like that. They did not get sick.
How often do you get that done?
So every month I do on myself, I do an IV of glutathione.
Every month?
And then I do my shots, the B12, the vitamin D, and the Lipomike Slim. Yep.
What's the Lipomike Slim?
The Lipomike Slim has, it's MIC. It's an abbreviation, or an acronym, I should say, for methionine, inositol, and choline.
Okay.
And as we age, those 3 things that are endogenous to us, they decrease. But their purpose of it is to go ahead and help our liver metabolize fatty acids and carbohydrates for use for energy. And so the shot just kind of goes ahead and elevates those levels.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, go get your glutathione. Right? And your IVs with Tatiana at Regenerate Luxury Wellness.
Yes.
Right? Okay, where can everyone find you?
I am across from Trios in the strip mall. This is off of 395. We're
in Kennewick.
Yep, in Kennewick. We're Bob's Burgers and Bruises.
Yeah.
So they're on one end. I'm on the opposite end.
Okay, and what about social media?
You can find me at regenerate_Lux Wellness on Instagram, and of course Facebook, Regenerate Luxury Wellness.
Okay, and also before we end, I need you to show everyone your ring on the camera. I just need them to see how beautiful and massive that is. That is so cute. Okay, well, thank you for coming on.
Yes.
I had a great time talking to you. Honestly, just be prepared for part 2 because we're going to get together again and just talk more about everything. Thank you for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yes.